Mother Nature, creator of breathtaking beauty. And it seems there's no end to her evolutionary inspirations. Or perhaps, twisted imagination. From cunning assassins and strange parenting to nautical oddballs. Welcome to the bizarre world of creepy crawlers. Ridiculous, terrifying, but most of all, fascinating. There are no windows in the wild to fog up, but things do get steamy here. It's a world of creepy courtships. Deep in the rainforests of southern Australia, this critter is ready to bust a move in the name of seduction. The peacock jumping spider. These young males have just entered sexual maturity. And so, begins the search for Mrs. Right Now. Males are smaller than females, so they could be overlooked. But these guys use a bit of bravado to get noticed. Wave your hands in the air, like you just don't care. If that doesn't do the trick, unroll your elaborately colored abdomen flap and really shake it. It works. This female with her 4 sets of eyes is impressed. And with 360-degree vision, she's an excellent judge of this colorful courtship display. The guys are in fierce competition with each other. Many female jumping spiders mate only once in a lifetime, so they're extra picky. To be lucky in love, it's all about burning it up on the forest dance floor. Brilliantly colored creepy crawlers are everywhere, like here in California's redwood forest, full of moss and fungus, but also of unexpected dapper dandies. Banana slugs, America's largest slug. They can grow bigger than the fruit they're named after. This banana slug is in the mood. And wouldn't you know it, a mucusy come-hither scent was just picked up by the slug's lower tentacles. With eyes on the upper tentacles, this lover has a good vantage point for finding a mate. Nice! Someone is around. But is it male or female? Turns out, it doesn't matter. Banana slugs are both. They're hermaphrodites. These slugs have both sets of reproductive organs. The banana slugs take their sweet time, mating for up to 12 hours. And when it's time to separate their bodies, the dude slug gnaws off his penis. When the deed is done, he hits the trail. That's quite a dramatic exit. Some of California's creepiest crawlers shine best at night, like glow-in-the-dark millipedes. chemicals in their exoskeleton react to produce light, similar to fireflies. The alien glow serves as a warning signal. Beyond creating that eerie luminescence, the chemicals also pack poison. If attacked, a millipede oozes deadly cyanide from the sides of its body. This guy spends his days underground, emerging at dusk to forage and mate. Courtship is a prickly affair. Each leg intertwines with his partner's, like a zipper locking up. Despite their name, these millipedes actually have just around 60 legs. But the male does have 2 penises. It's good to be a bug. And when they're done, the millipedes unzip. Hey, isn't that usually the first step? It seems California wildlife is peppered with gender benders. Some are sea dwellers. This is the 70s swinger of the sea slug world. Sea hares are named for the rabbit ear-shaped growths on its head. These floppy tentacles are actually the creature's nose, which it uses to find food and mates. It floats gracefully through the water on its 2 wing flaps, seemingly without a care. And why not? It's toxic, making it extremely unpopular with predators. These hermaphroditic sea hares are getting acquainted. It's not going to be just the 2 of them, though. A sort of daisy chain is formed when one sea hare acts solely as a female and is mounted by a second sea hare who acts as a male to the first and female to a third, down the line to the last hare who acts only as a male. Yeah, okay. Soon, the mom-to-be lays millions of eggs. They'll hatch into the next generation of aqua acrobats. Joining the underwater hermaphrodite bunch are these stunningly beautiful flatworms. Frilled, sensuous swimmers, these double-endowed lovers are ready for action. Like the sea hare, flatworms have both male and female sex organs. But when it comes to making little flatworms, they must decide who plays which role. Something worth going to battle for. The 2 flatworms rear up, exposing their midsections. Those jutting white nibs aren't weapons, at least not intentional ones. They're actually the worm's penises, a 2-barreled inseminator, depending on who shoots first. Flatworm sex consists of the 2 parties stabbing each other with their pointed pair and inseminating each other, an act referred to as penis fencing. On guard! They have been known to gouge holes in each other in battles lasting up to an hour. Why do they cross swords? Producing offspring requires a lot of energy. The winning father can go out and about in the world without any further responsibility. The losing mother absorbs the winner's sperm. The father wriggles away, while the mother takes sole responsibility and crawls in search of a meal. Surviving in the wild forces some pretty weird behavior. But add raising kids to your daily routine, and weird goes to a whole other level. The result? Some really peculiar parents. Most froggy moms simply lay their eggs and abandon them to the elements and to predators. But one fierce little frog stands by its young. The reticulated glass frog, named for its transparent skin. Get close enough and you can see the organs hard at work. Guess what? This isn't Mom. She's split. Dad does it all, guarding the clutch of eggs 24 hours a day. At night, protective Papa transfers moisture from his own skin onto the eggs so they don't dry out. Come daybreak, Dad must defend his brood from their worst enemy. Squadrons of carnivorous rainforest wasps take to the air. A frog nightmare. They're not interested in him. They want his eggs. But if the wasps think they can eat his babies without a fight, they've got another thing coming. He's a frog ninja. One little frog can only do so much. Some wasps make it to the clutch. But reticulated glass frog babies appear to have their own exit strategy when they detect extreme danger. Some of the embryos pop out prematurely and make a break for it. Even if only one survives the onslaught, Ninja Dad has earned superhero status. Some babies aren't afforded the warmth of a doting caregiver. Some must go it alone. Halfway around the world, a creepy crawler invasion is upon us. This Christmas island crab produces up to 100,000 gooey eggs and only broods them for 12 or 13 days. When the tides are mild, she and all the other crab moms are ready to ditch their little weirdlings and hit the waves once again. With eggs stowed in abdominal sacs, they head for the sea. Many will drown in their frenzy to launch their tiny pods seaward. Over the next 3 weeks, the red crab eggs will drift helplessly in the vast ocean universe. And soon morph into Martian-like larvae. Most years, the larvae never survive. Swept away by currents or devoured by fish. But once or twice every decade, when the weather is mild and predators scarce, these mini alien invaders storm the beaches by the millions. They shed their larval casing, becoming air breathers. Surviving their parentless arrival was hard enough. Only instincts encoded in their DNA can help them now. A kelp forest stands guard over its watery realm near America's Pacific coast. The perfect spot for another set of strange and absentee parents. This red abalone is the proud owner of a multi-purpose shell. He uses his holes for breathing, toileting, and making babies. He releases clouds of sperm and fills the shallow waters with billions of microscopic mini-me's. On cue, a nearby female shoots out millions of green eggs. It's rather romantic, really, becoming parents among all this wispy, swirling action. The female's eggs contain chemical lures that illuminate their journey. But the romance ends quickly, leaving the young to settle on the bottom and dine on coralline algae. It will be their main course for the next few months. It's the algae that gives the eggs their pink color and proves you are what you eat. The tiny red abalone eggs can grow into 1-foot shells, but few do. In this case of nurture versus nature, there's no nurturing, and nature will run its course. And so it is. With life, there must be death. No avoiding the inevitable cycle. But when it comes to killing in the wild, some creatures crank it up a notch. These are the artful assassins. Not all killers have canines or paws. Surprisingly, tiny organisms can take claim for being one of Mother Nature's most merciless assailants. Increased humidity during the wet season sets off a chain reaction. Fungi and slime molds decompose dead matter on the forest floor, jump-starting the critical recycling of nutrients needed for growth. Days ago, a spore from a nutrient landed on this ant. Now she's acting strange. A network of roots has infiltrated her muscles. Her body has been taken over by cordyceps. a parasitic fungus. It floods her brain with chemicals, drugging her, compelling her to head where conditions are perfect. Just the right amount of light, just the right amount of humidity for the parasite growing inside. She clamps down in a death bite, and cordyceps reveal their gruesome nature. After 3 weeks of growth, cordyceps can release their own spores. Infecting more and more ants. It's Mother Nature versus herself, where an unlikely fungus becomes the sneakiest slayer in this ant massacre. In less hostile areas of the forest, ants frantically go about their daily business. They collect food. They defend their colony. They also take their dead off the field of battle. A tactic that allows an infiltrator into their midst. It's the Xodarian spider, a con artist with the heart of a mob boss. In order to catch an ant, the spider must become an ant. First, she embeds herself with the troops. A dicey move. If she's caught, they will kill her. Walking on 6 legs instead of 8, she pretends her front 2 are antennae, mimicking her prey. She singles out a loner that stops for a bit of grooming. Our spider attacks from behind. Her venom does the dirty work. Full body paralysis. Now, how to get out of here alive with the prize? The Xodarian spider uses her victim as cover. The ant's scent masks her own, a kind of cloaking device. It's time to get really devious. So she pretends to be one of the ant army's cleanup crew. She now needs to run the gauntlet of suspicious ants, tapping their antennae with her false pair. Chemically camouflaged by reassuring ant odor. If she loses her nerve, or drops her bounty, she's exposed. But a couple quick flashes of her antennae, and she's back in business. Another successful hit job. Back home, our clever killer sucks up the ant's juices until nothing is left but an empty shell. Here's a tale of death and destruction that takes place in, well, Death Valley, on the California-Nevada border. Date palm trees litter the ground with their ripest treats. Their sweet smell is a siren song. And fruit flies answer. But there's a problem. After a long journey through the desert, fruit flies can be gluttons. Fermented in the sun, each date ends up almost 80% sugar. And where you've got sugar, you've got alcohol. The fun fruit fly party gets out of hand. And this is a bad place for a bender. Below is a sobering sand trap. It reminds everyone how Death Valley got its name. This alien-looking insect larva is called an antlion. It digs its home with steep walls. All he needs is a tipsy fruit fly to stagger close by. One wrong step, and there's no escape. The antlion's jaws are dual purpose. They grip like a vice and are hollow like syringes. He injects powerful enzymes deep inside his prey that will eventually liquefy the fly's insides. After the enzymes are done, the antlion reverses the flow, sucking out every last bit of goo. Another one bites the dust. Our oceans are full of breathtaking beauties and goofballs with features straight out of science fiction. It's all a bunch of nautical nonsense. It doesn't get much more bizarre than this. A Portuguese man-o-war. Drifting along the ocean's surface on a gas-filled sack, the man-o-war drags a curtain of tentacles up to 100 feet long through the water. Paralyzing stingers sweep up the slow and unwary. Humans suffer severe pain. Smaller animals don't suffer for very long. They're vacuumed up by the man-o-war's mouths. You heard it right, mouths, plural. In fact, the Portuguese man-o-war has more of everything, thanks to it being a colonial organism. That means it's made up of different animal types that bud from a single embryo and join together into one superorganism. Each variety of animal in the colony is called a zooid. Different pieces of this hyper-collaborative creature are used for specialized tasks. One zooid is a flotation expert. Beneath that zooid are others masterful at things like breeding or hunting. And then there are the eating zooids. Each one has its own mouth. They eat fish and pass on the nutrients to the other zooids. A well-oiled machine, ready to kill. A single man-o-war is a deadly hunter. But they like to gang up in swarms of thousands, turning their territory into an incredibly dangerous no-go zone. Unless you're a nudibranch. Nudibranchs are sea slugs and truly nonsensical. They come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, and superpowers. This nudibranch hovers near the water's surface. It has the ability to stay buoyant by gulping large amounts of air and floating like a balloon. It drifts toward its prey, the Portuguese man-o-war. The man-o-war is more than 50 times the size of the nudibranch. Suicidally insane? Not when you're equipped to survive like a nudibranch is. It nips away at the man-o-war's tentacles. The tentacles are covered in stinging nematocysts, or barbs, capable of killing a small fish or making an adult human weep. But the nudibranch is immune, thanks to a thick layer of mucus coated around their mouths. While it gobbles tentacles, it also ingests some of the stingers. Whatever doesn't kill a nudibranch makes it stronger. It passes the stingers from its gut to underneath its skin and recycles them for its own defense. So when this filefish tries to take a bite out of the nudibranch, the fish gets only a painful jolt, not the typical man-o-war 1-2 punch. These animals may look like boring lumps, but sea cucumbers have all sorts of surprises. This hairy guy takes several hours to burrow under the sand. His body now safely hidden, it's time to eat. He unfurls his feathery tentacles. Any microscopic morsel he finds gets pulled down into his mouth. A forest of cukes filter the water clean of organic debris. But at the first sign of trouble, the cuke forest vanishes to feed another time. This cuke knows no fear, possibly because he doesn't have a brain. Instead, a nerve ring around his mouth tells him when to move, when to fight, and when to eat. In the animal kingdom, there are no emergency rooms, band-aids, or kisses. Fighting takes guts. For this cuke, that's no metaphor. A fish nips at his backside. The wrong side. The cucumber expels his guts out of his very own ring of fire. The filaments are sticky and toxic. If the fish gets caught, it might die. The fish wants no part of this fight, or this surprisingly resourceful lump. Our next oddball looks more like a Christmas ornament than the killer it is. What seems like flashing neon is light refracting off of thousands of cilia, tiny hair-like propellers along comb-like ridges that give the animals their name, comb jellies. These tiny creatures aren't jellyfish, though they look similar. One big difference, comb jellies don't grow stingers like jellyfish do, which doesn't mean they're harmless. They may look pretty, but appearances, as is usually the case, are deceiving. They have other, wackier weapons. In their hunt for plankton, crustaceans, and each other, some comb jellies, like this burrow, have evolved a simple approach: a big mouth and a bigger appetite. It has no brain or specialized senses, but it can detect chemical traces in the water. When it bumps into something edible, it simply opens wide, very wide. The burrow zips its mouth shut, holding its prey in place with specialized hooks. Other comb jellies have a more complicated way of snatching up prey. Their tentacles are coated with specialized adhesive cells that act like glue. Once trapped, prey is drawn into the gut and digested. These comb jellies flicker through the ocean, unconcerned, and ready for the next opportunity to unleash their nautical nonsense. Animals, bacteria, fungi, algae, and plants produce some of the most potent chemicals in the world. Whether used for defense or to kill, Mother Nature is dripping with terrifying toxins. As the sun sets, it draws out deadly predators from the dark side of the dunes. Scorpions have been around long before dinosaurs pounded the planet. In the shadows, they seem to have a supernatural aura. Ultraviolet light makes this male's photosensitive armor glow. It may help him sense what's around him. Armed to the claws, this cold-blooded killer has other tools in his arsenal. Tiny vibrations in the air and ground alert scorpions that prey is nearby, down to the precise direction and distance. But it's his neurotoxic venom that really makes him lethal. He'll use it even on his relatives. In a dry year, nearly a third of this scorpion's diet is scorpion. The conquering cannibal drags his cousin down to his final resting place. Here's a noodly creature of the sea that hardly looks like it's loaded with toxin. But emerging from the sediment is a 6-inch long killer. The cone snail. In the waters of Southeast Asia, this is the underwater version of a tank with a hard spiral shell, flexible treads, and down in front, a cannon. It has eye stalks on either side, but it hunts primarily by scent, using its siphon. The target? A nearby fish. The fish hides deeper under the rock rather than swimming away. Bad idea. It still has room to move. But inside this probing tube, called a proboscis, the cone snail has a long-range weapon, a harpoon. Made of a modified tooth, the harpoon can be launched by a quick muscular contraction. Fish hunting snails are particularly dangerous, with venom strong enough to kill a human. His harpoon is cocked and loaded. Target is within range. The cone snail strikes. The fish is paralyzed within seconds, reeled back in, and swallowed. With a full belly, the cone snail returns under the sediment, its siphon peeking out as a stark warning. Don't mess with me. Deep in the Pacific Ocean, not everything is what it seems. This is not just a well-disguised blob. It's a highly intelligent, giant Pacific octopus, the proud owner of 9 brains. She uses one central brain to control her nervous systems, and smaller brains in each arm to control her movement. She's powered by 3 hearts that pump copper-rich blue blood. With her knack for invisibility, she's setting the stage for a crustacean apocalypse. This crab is in for the surprise of his life. That rock is not a rock. It's our octopus, and she strikes her victim with a paralyzing, toxic black ink that shoots from a hidden beak. There's no escape from this sucker-filled fate. "280 suction cups per arm." Though they only live about 4 years, giant Pacific octopuses can reach 30 feet long and weigh 200 pounds. It requires a lot of crabs. She stashes the living crabs until she's got a full load. Her takeout meal for the day. Then she heads for home. Discarded shells attest to the feast in her lair, and to one satisfied huntress. Whether it's mysterious mating rituals, truly strange parenting techniques, con artist kill tactics, or just pure natural nonsense, one thing's for certain: Mother Nature didn't hold back when it came to gifting the planet with these wonderfully weird creepy crawlers.